Greetings, comrades. Yesterday on Red Sunday, we asked you to write one political question. We had hoped that we were going to respond to those questions yesterday, but unfortunately, our schedule could not allow us to do so. So let us go through the questions and see if we're able to respond to them. Comrade Courage Grandchild Muzukuru writes, when is ZCP going to participate in elections? Any elections? When is it going to be on the ground? We have answered this question numerous times and will continue to answer it. We have not taken a position, Comrade Courage, to participate in an election. We were not established to contest the power only through an election. If the time is right and we feel that we need to participate in an election, you'll be one of the first people that will know that indeed the Zimbabwe Communist Party is participating in elections. As we have said previously, that a communist party is an organ of the working class and peasants. So there's no way that on our own as the Zimbabwe Communist Party, we can make a decision on participating in an election. So it's an issue, or it's a question that will be resolved at some point. On the ground, yes, we are on the ground, but it depends on what you mean on the ground. But we are on the ground. We are busy developing comrades into real cadres. We explained previously on how we recruit as communists. We don't just accept anyone to be a member of the Zimbabwe Communist Party. So for comrades that want to join, they have to go through induction, which is part of the work that we are busy with. Comrade Star Boyinkos Masuku writes, according to the source on Sunday or today, North Korea fired what seemed to be a so-called missile ballistic. My question, ngabe this is associated with Russia noma isiqhwaga sakwa Putin mhlawumbe? Well, we are watching closely the developments, all of us, and I'm sure you are also watching closely the developments on the question of missiles. So let me not make a comment now because we are watching closely what President Putin said and what is likely to happen, and also what the friends of Russia's attitude to what is currently happening. Comrade Ignatius Gorwoho writes, Ukraine or Russia, which one for the ZCP? Comrade Ignatius, we are anti-imperialist. We are anti-NATO. That I think it answers your question. We are anti-imperialist. We are anti-NATO. Of course, there are those that think that Russia is a communist state or a socialist state. Just to clarify, so that comrades understand, there is no, we clear all the confusion that is out there. President Putin is not a communist. The Communist Party is in the opposition in Russia. Putin does not lead the Communist Party. I have seen in some comments, in some fora, where comrades think that President Putin is a communist. Is not a communist. So we support Russia, Comrade Ignatius, on the basis that we are anti-imperialist and we are anti-NATO. In fact, we want NATO to be disbanded. This is the position that we are taking as the Zimbabwe Communist Party. We don't have to go to history. Since the formation of NATO, what it has done from 1949, the countries that it has invaded. So we do not support NATO. And our advice is that Ukraine should not join NATO. In the other video, we did talk to the missile rush, what was called Cuban Missile Crisis in 1966. What NATO and the United States are doing is exactly what they were opposed to in 1962. Please refer to the interview that I did with Comrade Ian Bidos. It will also assist you. Comrade Tembani Moyo writes, how can we achieve Machiavellian consensus? I'm not sure, Comrade Tembani Moyo, Machiavellian consensus on what? Because we are engaged in a class struggle. So when you say Machiavellian consensus on what, I'm not very sure. We have defined ours as a struggle against imperialism and the looting class. You will also remember, Comrade Tembani Moyo, that we dealt with this question, which always comes up, to say, is the Machiavellian question or original question different from the Zimbabwe national question? You remember Comrade Msebele, Future Msebele, articulated this. I think I shared even his paper that he presented, and we concluded that the regional question or the Machiavellian question is not different from the national question, and we went on to define what a national question is. And we have dealt with this question again in previous videos. So I'm not sure what you mean by Machiavellian consensus. What we know as a historical fact is that we must complete the liberation of Zimbabwe, and we've outlined how we think the liberation of Zimbabwe can be completed. The Zimbabwe Communist Party adopted this program at its first Congress in 2019, and you will know that we've been doing a series of videos explaining this program, completing the liberation of Zimbabwe. When we do the next video, we did say that we will be looking at the Economic Structural Adjustment Program as introduced in 1991, before we get to discuss what we call a plan for Zimbabwe. So I'm sure, Comrade Tembani, you are not answered, but because I'm not sure on what exactly your question seeks to get into, so this is why maybe I might be speculating, but I know you will then clarify. Comrade Kumalo Lawrence, right, what is your position on Russia-Ukraine war? We have explained this. Ukraine should not be part of NATO, should not join NATO. Yes, it is a sovereign state, but it should not invite NATO to place its military bases on the doorstep of Russia. That should not happen. And if that does not happen, we will all have peace in that region. And it should stop the genocide that is ongoing on the eastern part of Ukraine. Comrade Owen Sibanda writes, as you sing, what impact will we have on this issue of Russia and Ukraine in Africa? Economists are still studying the economic impact that it will have. We have not really done much research on this, Comrade Sibanda, but indeed there's going to be an impact, but I do not want to speculate at this stage. We want to give something that is concrete, that is research. We have not done a research on that. Comrade Courage, I said one question, you asked two questions, which of course becomes the last question that we posted. You say, how can ZCP assist the Triple C? We have no relationship as the Zimbabwe Communist Party with the Triple C. But as you would know, and in the previous video, we have condemned the brutality that took place in Kwekwe over the weekend, where we are now told the two people have lost their lives. One died in Kwekwe when they were attacked by ZANU-PF thugs, and the other died in hospital. We are told about 16 or 17 people were injured. That we condemn. And we also condemn what happened in Gokwe on Saturday when the police was using water cannons to disperse the Triple C supporters. That we condemn because every citizen has a right to belong to a party of their choice. People have a right of association. It's provided for in the Constitution. But in terms of our relationship, no, we have no relationship. And we do not see how we can assist them. I think what we can do, of course, is to ensure that not only for Triple C, but for any person that or any political party that is participating in elections, because elections are a democratic process and they must be held in an environment which will produce a democratic outcome. We do not want our elections to be marred in violence. We do not want the outcome of an election to be contested as it has been the case over the last 20 years or even 42 years. We do not want that to be the case. But that, of course, speaks to the nature of our state, the deep state, the class character of the state, and we've characterized it as a deep militaristic state. So that is bound to happen, but we condemn that. Otherwise, comrades, thank you so much for sending your questions, and my apologies for responding late. We will meet again next weekend, or this coming weekend. Today is Monday. We'll meet again over the weekend on Sunday again. We will ask you to send one political question as part of our Red Sunday. Otherwise, have a great day. Goodbye.